Hello. Hello everyone and welcome back to Stitches with Charlie Feathers. I hope this is going to be a nice surprise for some of you. This is very impromptu. My husband decided to take the girls to a donkey sanctuary and I had this sudden urge to get on and record because I have got a massive pile of stuff to show to you. And we've got a lovely backdrop today. Haven't shared this yet. This is a painting that my lovely friend Caro made for me for the channel. And yeah, as you can see, it's this gorgeous vase of roses. Oh, my microphone leads in the way. Let me move that. And yeah, she's drawn ferns on it, as you can see. So I've got a daughter called Fern, and I've got a daughter called Evelyn, which we always call her Evie, but apparently these are Evelyn roses, and Fern for my other daughter, and then obviously a feather for Charlie Feathers. So yeah, I thought let's record overhead today, and I'll see if I'm brave enough to show my face later, but I'm looking a bit of a wreck if I'm honest. Not that sounds like I've been out on the town all night. No, that isn't the case at all. What I mean is I haven't done my hair, haven't got any makeup on, so yeah, let's see if I feel brave enough to show my face later. And also the house is chaos because it's the weekend, so it's another reason to record overhead. But yeah, as many of you know, I said I wasn't going to be back for a while. I last recorded, I think, on the last day before the summer holidays. My girls went off in the middle of July. It was a really hectic summer. I was working on collaborations for Yaz for her pumpkin season and Hello Autumn cross-stitch boxes. I was preparing for my stall at Stitch in London, which was last weekend. I vended at weekend one, which was absolutely fantastic. And thank you to all of you who came and stopped by my little stall and said nice things and made purchases as well. I'm really grateful for all of you. And it was really lovely to see a lot of you immediately using the needle minders or floss drops that you'd bought. That was so lovely. It really warmed my heart. So yeah, it was really busy with collaborations. There's going to be another one that I can announce soon. And yeah, the one with Yaz, a couple with Yaz. Working on my stall stuff. So yeah, it's just been really, really hectic. And my paid job, which I'm a colleague of Sally from Fossy Sews and Grows. And then I went to Bristol Stitchy Day 2 weekends ago, which was fantastic, and I met lovely Karen from Weedy Flower Creations and lovely Shell and Angela and Charlotte, and I went up with Morty and Francis, and then me and Francis actually travelled to and from Cornwall to London last weekend, which was a bit of a fiasco on the way back, wasn't it, Francis, if you're watching? But I eventually got home at 1:30 in the morning. But yeah, I've had the loveliest time with Stitchy friends and meeting people who I haven't met for a really long, like I've not met in person or I've not seen in like a year. So yeah, right, enough waffle, let's get on with the finishes. So the first ones I've got to show you are these lovely ones. Just check that they're in camera. They are. So I finally finished the monthly, what are these called? I think they're called the monthly minis from the Stitching Cabin or just Stitching Cabin. And I finally finished November, which I picked some of my own colours. I really love how this turned out. I think it was all in browns and these ochre yellows. And I wanted that to look like a fly agaric. And I know Rebecca Bowen had also done this, who has completed these as well. And then, yeah, December. I think I used La Belle from Cottage Garden Threads for some of the blues on this one. So it has got a little bit of variegation. So yeah, that series is finally complete. I've also finished this lovely. I'm just going to move the camera down a little bit. There we go. So this is a pattern by Yasmins Made with Love, and it was part of her, just looking for the project bag, I think I bought the pattern, yeah I did. It was part of her sunflower season. which she released first of all, and then she released a second lot and asked if I'd make some beehive with little bees needle minders, which of course I did. I haven't got one here to show you. I'm not sure if Yasmin has still got some of these in her shop. You'd have to go and have a look. But yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Yasmin gifted me this bag, and I bought the Summer Duo chart, which I'll show you now in case you've not seen it before. It's this one. So I've stitched this one, but I copied Kim, and instead of putting summer, I put 2 more little flowers. And I've still got this summer pillow to stitch, which I'll probably do next summer. And Ellie from, oh sorry, I didn't mean to show you the chart, but lovely Ellie from Stitching Bee, she stitched this one and made it into a drum. It's really beautiful. So yeah, I stitched this up quite quickly. I stitched it on a West Green Loft Yarns. I'm not sure if I've got the, see if I've got what colourway it is. Yes, I have. It is Vanilla Bean from the May Club, and I got the 32 count. And yeah, I bought the chart and I bought the lovely box, which is so gorgeous. It's got these 3D bees on it. It's completely hand painted by Yaz. What do I put inside here? Oh, some yarn. For some socks that I'm making. So I will finish this and mount it on top of the box. That's the plan for that one. So that's 3 finishes. The next one I've got to show you is this lovely. This is Coastal Fairy Village from Barbie's Petal Pusher, and lovely Sarah gifted me this chart alongside another one. I think it's called Saltbox Fairy Village, which I'm planning to do soon as well. I might actually do it in the spring now. But yeah, I used all the DMCs on the chart, and I really love that one. I'm going to make it into a little pillow, and I'd like to put some nice yellow trim around it, like chenille trim, I think. And then my 5th finish was the Seaside Tiny Towel Sale, which I stitched with some really lovely ladies. There was like Fanny, Marion from the Soul Stitchers, Kim. There was Laura Clark from Cotton and Clay, Kim at Stitchy Squirrels, and there was some other people. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. Sorry if I've missed you off. But I used fancy flosses, mostly from like that I had in stash. And if I couldn't find a fancy floss that sort of matched, then I'd use the DMC. But it is mainly fancy floss. Like I love the way this pelican beak turned out with the River Hut designs. I can't remember. I think it's something to do with pumpkins, that floss. If you want to know, let me know. And yeah, I've forwarded this chart on to Wolfie Stitches Lindsay now, because I know that she really wanted to stitch it. And I sent her the beads that came with the chart, because I just like the crabs as they are. I'm not going to put the beads on the eyes. I've put in the French knots for the seagull eyes and for the egret. I think that's an egret. But I decided to leave off the eye and the mouth off the whale. I just like it plain like that, and I like the crabs plain. And yeah, the chart ends here, and I decided I wanted to add on the seaside frill at the end. So yeah, I love these little girl and little boy with their fish puppets. I think that's super cute. And I stitched that on a vintage pink from Zweigart's 32 count, and that's going to be made into a drum. So yeah, 5 finishes since I last saw you. That's not bad, is it? And then we'll just move on to the whips. I've got a massive pile here. Oh, hang on, no, I've got another finish here. 6 finishes. I forgot about this one. It was just on the pile of whips. So yeah, I finished Retreat House by Pansy, Patch, Quilt and Stitchery, and I've sent this chart off to Kim now. I think she's going to stitch it. And yeah, used all the DMC that was called for in the chart. Sorry, it's a bit I haven't ironed it. I would normally iron my things before I film, but it was a bit impromptu, so that isn't done. Sorry. And yeah, I wanted to get this finished for Stitch in London this year because me and Sally from Flossie Sews and Grows were stitching this together. She finished hers, I think, at the retreat last year, and I embroidered CF Charlie Feathers on the girl with the brown hair. And then when Sally got home, she'd put Sally Richards, so SR, on hers. And yeah, I think Sally got this frame now. I can't remember. So I felt like I really wanted to get it done for this Stitch in London. So I did do quite a few quite heavy stitching sessions on this and managed to get it done, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I stitched it on a Fabrics by Crafty Kate, and I think it's called Old Gold, and it's a 36 count. It was one of the first times that I'd stitched with 36 count, and yeah, it was a nice fabric to stitch on. So now Sally has embroidered her initials on mine. I need to go in and put Charlie Feathers on mine, and then I need to frame this one or maybe make it into a project bag for when I go to retreats. But yeah, so 6 finishes. Let's hope I don't find another one. I don't think I will. Right, on to the whips. Oh, something's fallen off my tower. Oh, do you know, just as I've said that, I've just found another finish. Sorry, guys. You can tell I'm unorganised. I'll just pick it up off the floor. So, at Stitch in London last weekend, there was a lady there from, I think she's called Lynn, and she's from the Sampler Guild, I think it's called. And she was selling fabric and scissors. And then she had this basket next to her stand on a chair. And I was rummaging through it, and she said, "Oh, ignore all the prices on those charts. They're all £3." My jaw nearly hit the floor because there were some absolute beauties in that box. And I don't think many people had rummaged through it at all. Like maybe they hadn't realised it was there, or maybe they didn't realise it was cheap. So, yeah, I had a good rummage through there. And I've got a chart that I bought that I fell in love with, which I'll show you in my haul section later on. Got quite an epic haul today. And I also found one of these primitive jewel patterns. I'd never heard of these before, but it does say that they're distributed exclusively by Kelmscott Designs. So yeah, I know that you can buy these charts online because I did look them up to see what other ones were in the series. So this Bunny Bloom one, I bought, I think Laura bought one, and Sarah. And then I also found a really cute sheep one with a little heart. It was so cute, and it just screamed Sarah, you know, cross-stitch Sarah, who was there on our table last weekend. So I picked that one up for Sarah and gave it to her. And then like the whole table seemed to be like, "Oh my God, where did you find those patterns?" I was like, "Oh, in that basket over there." So then everyone was going up and like rummaging through this basket. It was quite funny for me. I was like a trendsetter. And yeah, Sarah started stitching the sheep. She finished it really quickly, I think the same day. And then she started Bunny's Bloom, I think, either there or when she got home. And yeah, as you can see, you get a really nice wooden tag and this really nice string because it's supposed to be made into a necklace. And I started mine when I got home. Here it is. And yeah, I stitched it on a 32 count from Florashell. I think it's just called Pink or something like that. It was a pink that I was trying to find that Lindsay Wolfie Stitches always stitches on. But I've since discovered that she ordered that from Lakeside, and it's called Pastel Pink. So I have actually got some of that in my stash as well. And yeah, I decided I wanted a little white bunny. And yeah, I used variegated threads. So this one is from Cottage Garden Threads. I think this one was a Tom and Lily maybe, and Classic Colourworks I think for the white. And then yeah, I just swapped the letters here for a heart that was on the sheep chart that Sarah was happy for me to look at whilst we were at Stitch in London. So yeah, 6 finishes. Seven, sorry, that's 7 finishes. I'll just checked. Right, we are definitely onto whips now. There's no more finishes. Okay, and this is the one that I've been working like crazy on. This is the lovely Love Poppets Patreon pattern for August, it would have been for. So I joined Love Poppets Patreon for the first pattern, which was the lovely mouse, like with strawberry plants around it. I think that maybe was June. That was her first ever Patreon release. And then I'm a bit funny about being in Patreons because I get a bit panicky about all the PDFs piling up and that I can't stitch them all. So yeah, I decided to cancel after I got the mouse one, and then it was the octopus and the beach huts, I think it was. So I didn't have those ones, and I had no plans to rejoin. But then Cross Stitch Sarah messaged me mid-August and said, Love Poppets released seahorses. Now, if you've been here for a while, then you will know how much I adore seahorses. They're probably like my favourite animal. So of course I had to rejoin, and I'm still a member now. So I have started September's Patreon release as well, which I'll show you later on. But I took this to Stitch in London, and I got quite a bit of this blue one finished, just filling in the back bit and all these intricate details. And then I'd started on this pinky red one as well. And then when I got home, I did all the reeds this side and in the middle. And this week I've just really concentrated on getting this pink red seahorse finished. And then yesterday I did a bit more of the reeds here. So I've only got the reeds going up this side now left to do. I think I've got about 300 stitches to go. But isn't it just absolutely beautiful? I love it so much. Like, this flower here is really pretty. I really like this leaf pattern. Just the way the colours work together is just absolutely stunning. And this is just DMC, but they are very close in colour. So I haven't got the project bag here, but the DMC colours are all next to one another. So say if it was 3687, then there would be 3688 and 3689. So without giving too much of the pattern away, but that's how it looks this stunning, I think, is Claire's beautiful use of colour. And I met Claire on the Friday. She was a vendor at Stitch in London, and she is so lovely. I was sat in the foyer on Friday morning because I travelled on Thursday because of my awful journey last year. And I was sat there with a lady called Carol because I saw her sat stitching in the like cafe foyer bit. And I went over and joined her and said, oh, would you mind if I sit with you? Because the doors didn't open till 12. And then I saw Claire Love Poppet come, and she said, oh, are you Charlie? I was like, yeah, I am. Gave her a massive hug. So yeah, she's so super lovely in person, really lovely person. And yeah, I've got my lovely gift from Anita the Violet Stitch, who I met at the Bristol Stitchy Day. She is so nice. We went out for some food. Like me, Francis, Morty and Anita went out for food after Bristol Stitchy Day before we headed back to Cornwall. And she is just so lovely. So yeah, she gifted that to me a while ago because she knows I love seahorses like she loves dragons. And this was a needle minder which I got from Laura at Cotton and Clay for our table gift. So I thought that teal went really nicely. So yeah. Okay, the next one is another Love Poppet. And I picked this up last night because I haven't worked on it for a while. I don't want to show the chart. So this was a Christmas present from Yasmin last year, which was really sweet of her. She gifted me the Hedgehog and Kim Stitchy Squirrels the squirrel one. Love it so much. This is stitched on a 28 count even weave. It's such a gorgeous fabric. I think it's Sligot. I love stitching on this. And when I picked it up again last night, I thought, God, I've forgotten how nice this fabric is. I had such a nice time. I finished a little bit more here, and I stitched this leaf. And I bought that from Claire at Stitch in London. She had all her lovely wooden needle minders with her. She had loads of kits. She had charts. She had floss drops that she'd made out of acrylic. She had a gorgeous stand. It looked so lovely. And I think she was at Ali Pally at the Knit and Stitch show this weekend. So I hope it's gone really well, Claire. But yeah, Claire is fast becoming one of my favourite designers. I just seem to love everything that she does. So she's rivaling Barbara Anna and Yasmins Made with Love. Sorry if I knocked you there. Okay. Next one is in the Me Made bag. When I loved embroidery. And this is the free pattern from Laurie Holt called Granny Squares. I'm not going to take it out the hoop. But since I last saw you, I finished this one and I started this one. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 9. I think that was a gift from someone. I can't remember who. So yeah, 9 more. I need to finish this one and 1 more, and then I'm going to send it to lovely Pauline at Soapy Bags, because she has the most gorgeous jewel toned bird fabric with flowers. It almost looks 3D. It's really beautiful. And I messaged her and said, would you take a commission? Would you be happy to make this into the top of a project bag and use that fabric that you've got? And she was really happy to do that. So once I've got it done, I'll send it off to Pauline to work her magic. Okay, next one is another Me Made bag. Love this one so much. Bloom Where You Are, with a really lovely zipper pull from Jana. I think that's how you say your name. Don't Step on Your Needle. And inside here, I've got my lovely Panna kit that I bought from My Bobbin, and it's called Southwind. I've got a feeling that this might be a bit crumpled up as well. I'm really sorry. So this is stitched with Gamma threads. I really love the threads. And yeah, I've got my lovely needle minder from a French maker. Can't remember what her name is. Not very good at French either, so I'm not going to butcher it. I've got lots of working threads on this one because there's blends and all sorts. So I'll just try and move them out of the way the best I can. And yeah, I'm trying to think. I worked more on her hair up here last time I got it out. I finished all of the stitching. A lot of this is half stitches here, or 1 strand full cross. And I started doing these embroidery bits and backstitch on the bird and on the flowers. But yeah, I love this one so much. And to be honest, like, I haven't got masses left to do. Like, I've got this part here, but this stitches up pretty quick because a lot of it is half stitch, like I said. I think the hair is more or less done, and then I can backstitch all that, and then I've got the birds and the leaves. So, you know, I'm a good way through that one, aren't I? Okay, the next one is in a lovely project bag from Yasmin's Autumn Club Box, and I purchased this from Yas. It's got a really cute little fly agaric mushroom zipper pull. And isn't this fabric gorgeous? It's almost like 3D. I love it so much. So yeah, I bought the bag and I bought this chart, which is called Woodland Critters. It's kind of a bit creased in this bag, isn't it? And I just love this. And again, I worked with Yas on this for a collaboration. I made her some jelly printed and hand doodled floss drops. They were sets of 5. So there was like a squirrel, a mouse, a fox, an owl. I can't remember what the last one was. And I also made her some squirrel needle minders. Again, I haven't got them here to show you, but if you go and look on Yasmin's website, she may still have them there. And I'm using, this chart uses quite a lot of classic colour works, which I didn't have in stash. So I decided to use Fancy Floss or DMC that I had in stash. Sorry, working threads again. I don't know why I'm apologising, because I don't need to apologise. It's a working project, it's a whip. So I am using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DMCs and then 4 Fancy Flosses. So I've got Tom and Lily Ethiopia, which is the trunk and the words. I've got Coffee from Tom and Lily, which I'm using for the bear and the hedgehog. Tahiti Orange, which I've used in the leaves, and also the bird, and the owl will be in Tahiti Orange as well. And then I've got Burnt Orange, which lovely Kim at Stitchy Squirrels gifted to me ages ago to do the fox, you know, the one that everyone was stitching from, is it Cottage Garden Samplers? Do you know the one I mean? The famous fox that everyone was stitching not that long ago. And I'm using that in the leaves as well. And I think there's some other details over here. I think the squirrel was supposed to be in that burnt orange, but I made a mistake and did it at DMC, but I like it like that, so I'm not going to pull it out. And yeah, I think lovely Sarah was admiring this at Stitch in London, so when I finish with the chart and the flosses, I will send them on to her. So yeah, I bought the chart and the bag for that one. But as I said, if you go over and look at Yaz's website, you'll be able to see if she's got any of those autumn club boxes left. And briefly chatting to Yasmin at Stitch in London, I think that we will be doing some more collaborations next year, so watch this space. This is like the Yaz and Love Poppet show today. But look at this beauty. I helped Yaz unpack on Friday for her vending space, because she was there fairly early as well. Poor Carol, I abandoned her because I went and helped set up. Sorry, Carol, if you're watching. I loved spending a bit of time with you that morning. So yeah, I was helping Yaz set up, and I saw that she had one of these bags left, and I said, please, can I have that? It's mine. And she said, of course, just put it to the side, you can pay for it later, which I did, and that's the back. I just love it so much. I love these patchwork ones. And in here I have got the Stitch in London exclusive pattern booklet by Yasmin, which you probably will have seen on some other floss tubes, but you get 3 patterns. You get this frame one, the pillow, and you get this one that you could buy the box and mount it on the top. So I'm stitching this one, but I haven't got the box. I'm just going to stitch it. And I really wanted to use some 40 count tabby cat linen. I think this is called Windsor, which I bought last year. I'll just bring it down a bit so you can see it. Yeah, I wanted to use this lovely tabby cat linen. I'm pretty sure this is smaller than 40 count. It's quite rough feeling. I don't know if I'd buy tabby cat again after this experience. It's lovely. It's just not as soft as other linens that I've used. And I'm sure that it's been dyed like a little bit more harshly than I'd like, because I think the holes have shrunk. God, that sounds like I'm being really negative about this fabric, doesn't it? But I think I've used nicer linens is what I'm trying to say. But I love the colour of this one, and I really wanted to use it. And I've got quite a large piece. I think I've got another piece of this as well, because I bought one piece, like a smallish piece, and then Kim decided that she wanted some, but they'd run out of the small pieces. So I said, oh, let's buy a large piece and we'll split it in half. So I have got more than this as well, but I might just end up destashing it. I'm not sure. If you're interested, just send me a message. But yeah, I pre-ordered some Roxy Floss Co. in the colourway Almond, which I thought might look really nice, and I'm really pleased to say that one strand of it does look really, really nice and delicate on this fabric. And I'm using a ring bling there that Laura also gave to us in our gift table goodie bag. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that one. I'm just doing a strand a day on that, like a full strand. So I cut the strand in half and then just stitch with one strand. But make sure I use the whole strand, if that makes sense. So yeah, I love that one. Okay, next one is in the Me Made bag. A really lovely little Robin Cottage zipper pull. And in here, oh, I love this one so much. So I don't know if you've started watching Stitching and Tea with Bee. She's a California lady. I just came across her channel by absolute chance and I absolutely fell in love with her and binged and stalked her like really quickly after that first episode. I love her FlossTube. She stitches a lot of really gorgeous things that I really like as well. So these are the colours, and I'm using some Charlie Feathers floss drops that I have. I think there's some seconds that I don't feel good enough to sell, but they're perfectly okay for me. And yeah, Stitching and Tea with Bee. I can't remember what her actual name is. Is it Bee? I don't know. She shared this series called Gather Round. This is the spring one by Hands On Design. And yeah, she was part of the club for this. And I think she's got all of them and they are absolutely stunning. I want all of them. In my haul section, I'll show you that I've got the Gather Round Summer as well, which I haven't started yet. There's also a Gather Round Pumpkins for autumn. And they are going to release, I think, this month, the Gather Round Winter, which is Gather Pine Cones, and that one is absolutely stunning. So yeah, I've got the spring and the summer, and then I'll order the autumn winter when the winter one is released to the public. But this is another design, a hands-on design, that is really catching my eye at the moment. Their winter releases that are upcoming are absolutely stunning. If you go over to 123 Stitch and look for hands-on design and sort it by newest first, they will come up at the top, and oh, they are all absolutely beautiful. I'm not normally a winter stitcher either, so that is saying a lot. Apart from Mary Hickmott, of course. I love Mary Hickmott's winter scenes. And as you can see, I started with the house, the cottage. And yeah, I love how this looks. I'm stitching it on a 32 count fabric flare called Coffee Stain. I'm planning to stitch them all on this, I think. And yeah, oh, I love it so much. So I've got all the right side here to do, and I've got all the patterning down here as well. And then I'm just going to move on to the next one and then the next one. I'm a bit worried about this one because I think it's stitched over one, and I've not got good results with stitching over one before. Found it really messy. And a Charlie Feathers needle minder. Love that one. That was also a seconds that I didn't want to sell. So they will come and live with me. Stay and live with me and get loved. Okay. Oh, another Yasmins Made with Love bag. I told you this was the Yas and Love Poppet show. So this was really kindly gifted to me by Yas. Oh, I love it so much. I think she sent this when I bought the autumn one, you know, the Woodland Critters and bag, Woodland Critters chart bag. And Yas popped this in as a thank you. And guess what's inside here? Love Poppet. Just noticed there's a cat on top of that mushroom. So this is the Love Poppet this month, September this is, and it's called Falling Leaves. Oh gosh, I don't know which way this goes up now. I haven't done much of it anyway. This is on a 40 count Roxy floss fabric. Can't remember what it's called. Oh, I love the inside of this bag as well. Look at that. Is it going to show? Yes, like snails and autumn flowers. It's gorgeous. So yeah, I'll try and put up a picture of what Falling Leaves will look like, but it's quite a large pattern. It's got 3 really big autumn trees, and then it's got a dog. I think it's her dog Wilf, if I remember, and he's barking at a squirrel in the tree. So yeah, I started this, I think, on the day it got released, did a tiny bit and then put it away. But I think once I finish the Woodland Critters chart, I will crack on with that. So I've got 3 projects on 40 count at the moment. I don't know what I've got in here. I love this bag. Oh, it's just my Pip and Chip flosses. I haven't got round. I was so eager to start it, see, I haven't even got it on Floss Drops yet, which is not like me at all. Okay. Next one is Miss Scissors, which is Barbara Anna in collaboration with Nitka Moscow, which I was lucky enough to get before the war started with Ukraine and restrictions started with buying from Russia. So yeah, I've finished all of the bottom of here, and I've started on this big pair of scissors up here. This is a lovely needle minder from Lorna. She sent that to me with a few other bits which I'll show you in my hauls section. So yeah, I haven't got masses left to do on this. I've got the scissors to finish, and then I've got these flowers either side, so, and the butterflies. But I think once I've got the scissors out of the way, I think this bit will not take too long. And that's using all the threads in the kit. Okay, next one is in the Me Made bag with a Charlie Feathers ring bling. And this was a pattern by Lindsay at Wolfie Stitches Spooky House, which I finished last Halloween. Oh, I wonder if Lindsay's going to have another Halloween pattern this year. That would be nice. And yeah, I wanted to make it into this lovely project bag. And inside here, oh, of course, I have, again, lots of working threads. See if I can move them out of the way the best that I can. The reason I have all these working threads is because someone did ask me fairly recently, is I will stitch apart, and particularly on something like this where it's a few stitches here, a few stitches there, that I will like stitch what's needed, and then I'll just leave it hanging there, so that when I come to another bit that's got that, I can just pick it up, finish it off, snip it, and then start again. So I don't have to keep pulling it off my floss drops all the time. But yeah, I picked this back up. Lovely Lindsay needle minder. I love that one. I love these wooden type needle minders. And I stitched, I think, this flower and the hedgehog, and I think I finished off this flower here. So this section here and this. And I dyed this fabric myself with Dylon. So yeah, very slow but steady progress on that one. Again, I'll try and put in a picture of what it will look like when it's finished. It's quite a large piece, and yeah, I think it's one of them projects you pick up, do a few motifs, and then put it down again. Okay, lovely project bag from Marion, and a really lovely zipper pull which I got from Kim fairly recently, and it says, "Friends are like big knickers, full of support and cover your bum when you need them." I won't say any rude words. And lovely bag was made by Marion at the Soul Stitchers. What have we got in here? Let's just get the cover photo. So this is my Hobby Jobby kit, and it's called Inner Spirit. And I'm stitching this on some Charlie Feathers hand dye fabric with Dylon dye on 32 count. I'm using all of the Luca S threads, which I absolutely love, that came with the kit. They're on some of my Charlie Feathers floss drops. Look, I love these ones. They've got like crystals and Buddhas, and yeah, they're really cute, these ones actually. Yeah, like those, and feathers. And yeah, this is how far I've got so far. She's doing really, really well. I think I'm about 40 or 50% on this one now. I spent a lot of time last time finishing her hair and back stitching these leaves and doing a bit more of her arm, I think. Isn't she stunning? I absolutely love this whip. I love it so much. Like, just don't want it to end. But lovely Laura at I Stitch Birds, she has helped me to buy some more patterns from this range from Victoria Ivachenko. So once I've finished it, I'm just going to move on to another one. And look at him, isn't he fab? I got him from Catherine Redgate. She's an illustrator who's got her own website, but she also sells on Etsy. And lovely Lorna, when she sent me a package, which again I'll show you later, she sent me that needle minder that I showed you on the last project. But she sent me some stickers of this forest spirit and a few other stickers, but I absolutely fell in love with him. And because of the postcard that she'd sent, I managed to look her up, and I messaged her and said, like, what other things have you got with the forest spirit on? Have you got any of the pin badges? And she replied and said this was the last one, and would I like it? So I snapped her hand off, and I pulled the pin badge section off, and I put a magnet on, you see. And it's such a good needle minder. I love him so much. And I've bought a tea towel as well with him on, and I'm going to make a project bag because, yeah, he's fab. And I also bought one of her ocean spirit stickers as well, which I've put on my cross stitch diary. It doesn't want to go in there, does it? It's saying, stitch me, stitch me. I am actually really hoping to get back to that one soon. Okay, I don't know if I've showed this on the channel yet. I know I definitely talked about it. So this is what I was lusting after from Hobby Jobby again, but it's made by Luca S. There's a petite point kit, which is a bit cheaper than this one, but I got the full cross kit. I love it so much. I love it. So yeah, I was lusting after this after I finished the first Felines challenge. I think it was maybe in July that I was doing that, and I just treated myself because I kept up with the challenge really well. And I'm using all of the Luca S threads, which, as I said, I really love these, but I don't like the cardboard that they come on. I cut it up, look, and put it on a floss ring. I've got some lovely floss drops here that I got from Nell, who is Elvis Wants Me for a Sunbeam on Instagram. I think I've showed them on here before. Oh, aren't they lovely? I love these colours so much. And I think what I really love about this pattern is obviously the cabin and the little boat and the moon. Oh, there's just everything about it. But I love all this confetti from you can just imagine it. It's quite a still night, but then there's that slight breeze and all the blossom blows everywhere. Oh, I just want to live in that cabin, don't you? As you can see, this came with some gridded fabric. I don't like stitching with gridded fabric or Ada. I think it is Ada. So I am stitching it on some white 32 count even weave, just from Zweigart. Another lovely Lindsay at Wolfie Stitches needle minder. And yeah, this is how far I've got the start of the boat here. Got the steps in. Got most of the cabin done. Just have a look at the picture again. So yeah, I've just got the roof really left to do. And then I've got all this blossom, and I can get down to the water soon, so that's really exciting. I can't wait to stitch that moon. Can you see how it's got a big swirl in it? Oh, I can't wait. Okay, how many more whips have we got? 3 more to go. So another one that I've worked on is, gosh, this has got all loosey-goosey in this frame. What's happened here? This is my lovely Magic Moon. Oh, love this one so much. I can't remember who the designer is, but if I will try and put it in the down bar below. And I'll try and put a picture of what it will look like when it's finished. And I've got that on some lovely Charlie Feathers floss drops, which I made specially. They're plain, but they're all really lovely greens and yellows. Oh, why is it all stuck? There we go, it's just stuck on the ring. Yeah, as you can see, they're all just really lovely. And there's some blues and purples in there as well, which I thought would match the pattern. And that's a Lindsay Wolfie Stitches Notions pouch. I'd quite like some more of these. They're really lovely. I love the project bag as well that her mum made. They're quite they're really light, like they're not overly interfaced or anything. I just really like them. The project bag's the same, as I said, but yeah. So yeah, that's Magic Moon. I can't remember what I've worked on because it's been ages since I last worked on this. It was probably not long after the last FlossTube. I've got a feeling that I worked more on this greenery here and a bit more on the moon and a bit more on the grass down here. But Laura Cotton and Clay Needle Minders, which I commissioned her to do for me. So yeah, I love that one as well. Okay. In this one, I've got my lovely Lusted After kit by RTO. And lots of people have messaged me about this one saying, I think this was made for you, Charlie. You need to stitch this one. Of course, most of the time I already had it because, yeah, it's gorgeous. I bought this for my wedding anniversary, which was in May. And I am actually stitching this on the Ada, which came with it. I don't think I've touched this since I took a picture for Instagram, which is why it looks fairly ironed and folded. And this was another needle minder that lovely Laura made for me. So the one on the last project and this one I commissioned her to do, but I'm sure if you reached out she would make some for you. I just love all the metallics in it and stuff. So yeah, if you put them side by side, you can see that I've more or less done the bulk of her dress. I've done quite a lot of back stitching in her hair, her face, on the owl. I've done some back stitching on her arm. So yeah, the plan for this is when I pick it back next pick it back up is I'm going to try and finish this dress, try and get that done, and then move down to her boots. I think I'll work across and work up. I think that's my plan. But yeah, I'm using the DMC in this kit. I do like these cards. These ones are really solid and really good, so I'm really happy with those. And there's 4 cards of floss, but you can see how gorgeous the floss is. Okay, one more to go, and this is the star of the show, I would say. I've been working away so hard on this. It's my oldest whip that I have. And oh, I just knocked the camera there. Sorry. It's my oldest whip. It's the 3rd ever whip I ever started 3 years ago. And yeah, this is a Pauline So Be Bags. And this is my fantastic Felines. It's got another rude name, but I'm not going to say it here. And yeah, I'm stitching this as a labour of love for my daughter Evie, my oldest daughter. So yeah, I've worked 2 challenges on this with Laura at I Stitch Birds over the summer, and I made such great momentum with it. I finished this yellow cat. I think I had this area. I completely did the black and the dark blue and light blue striped one, apart from I think it was a tiny bit of his back here. And that was over 2 challenges, so I probably got about 7,000 stitches in over the course of that challenge. And then I kind of felt like I can do this, like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I then decided to take a leaf out of Anita, the Violet Stitches book, and I work on this every day now, and I do 100 stitches, maybe a little bit more if I feel like it, but on the whole 100 stitches, and I'm really disciplined with it. Generally, I won't stitch on anything else until I've finished this. So yeah, I think I finished a little bit of back here, and then I've mainly just worked on this cat ever since. I'm trying to think when the last challenge ended. I think it ended at the end of August, maybe, beginning of September. So, 6 weeks in, I've nearly done 2 whole pages. This is a page finish here. So once I've finished that tiny bit there, I'll have done 2 out of the 4 pages. Page 3 is really tiny. It's just that section there of his back. and then page 4 is just his face, which I think will fly, and I might end up doing more than 100 stitches a day. But yeah, my daughter's birthday is the middle of December, so I'm really hoping that with my 100 stitches a day that I can just crank this out now and get it done before the end of the year. She wants it made into a pillow, so I need to look for some really nice cat fabric to put on the reverse of the pillow. So if you've got any ideas, then just let me know. But yeah, I'm finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's really nice to see my stitching progress, you know, from this 3 years ago to now this. That's really encouraging, and I keep reminding myself of that. And I don't like looking at it too much because I don't like the way my back of my project looks, but it's fine, isn't it? It just goes to show how much we progress as stitchers, as I'm sure I've said on the channel many times before. Right, let's pick up the haul off the floor. Oh, I'm all caught with my microphone. Right, as I said, I have got a lot of haul, and I have got some stitchy kindness as well. I'll try and do this as quick as we can because we're nearly on. Well, we've done 50 minutes now. Okay, let's start with this. So, saw this chart at Stitch in London on the Sunday. Marie had a whole table full of charts from Tiny Modernist, Teresa Koga. There was loads of stuff there, some stuff that's quite hard to get here in the UK. So I bought this one, Love Grows Here, which I absolutely love. And that's all charted in DMC, look. So I love Tiny Modernist. So I picked that one up. And I also picked up this booklet. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I'm not really drawn to Teresa Koga at all. Like, I don't know why. I just don't really connect with her designs very much. That's probably quite criminal to say that, isn't it? Just being honest. And I don't particularly... I can appreciate this, but I would never stitch it. Like, the thought of stitching all that sea just fills me with dread. But these two I was so drawn to, and they actually remind me so much of Barbara Anna. So yeah, there's this one, which is called... What's it called? Under the Sea. It's stitched 1/2 on 40 count. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm doing that. And she's called Delphine. She is the watcher of sea creatures. If I just show you a quick flash, this booklet, I think it's really well designed. Look, quick. It's very much like Yasmin's charts. It's really easy to look at and read, and it's colour. And this is the other one that isn't she gorgeous. And I did actually wonder if I could take out these fish here and put a little seahorse there maybe. And I love the way her hands are like in a praying position like this, like that. So yeah, pick that up. And I think that'll be one that I'll be able to stitch and then sell on eBay, because Teresa Koga apparently is not easy to get here. And Laura from Cotton and Clay, she also bought that, so maybe we'll sell that together. Okay, needlework market purchases. So from Talking Dog Stitchery, I ordered Textile Crafts Coffee and Tea. I really loved this. I don't really know why, I just really fell in love with it. And that is stitched with Classic Colourworks Black Coffee for the brown one, and Summer Sky for the tea one. So yeah, I really love that. It's the same chart for both, but it's just different floss colour and different words. So yeah, she closed her needlework marketplace orders quite early. So I popped over to Fabrics by Crafty Kate, and I bought this one, which was Family. I just said that the wrong way round. So I bought these two from Crafty Kate, and then I realised I wanted the Textile Crafts one, but Kate had already shut her shop for needlework orders, so I ended up going over to Talking Dog Stitchery because she was still open, and ordered that one. So they came as two separate parcels, but lovely Sally bought these for me to stitch in London, and Kate refunded me for the postage and packaging, which was really kind of her. Thank you, Kate. Because she saw Sally on the Thursday night, I think, before she came to stitch in London. And I fell in love with these cherry blossom charts. Kim also bought this one. And my youngest daughter, she loves owls. So when I saw this, like me, Mr. Feathers, and then our two daughters, I just thought this was perfect. And the words, family makes life beautiful. And that's got DMC conversions or Weeks dye works. I might get some fancy flosses for this actually, because the variegation is really nice on it. And then I also bought from Kate. She said, I asked her if she had some of these as an afterthought because I couldn't stop thinking about this chart, and luckily she'd ordered a few extras, so she just invoiced me for the bit extra, which was really kind of her. And this again is by Cherry Blossoms, and it says stitching makes my heart sing. It's called Heart Song. I thought this was so pretty for a spring stitch session, and that is charted in Weeks Dye Works and DMC, but there is DMC conversion apparently. So that's my needlework market purchases. Right, back to Stitch in London. This was the chart I absolutely fell in love with from her bargain bin. I paid £3 for this, and I can see up here it says £9.95 originally. So she had a few of these blue coppice charts. I have never heard of this designer before, and when I first looked at it I thought, is that embroidery? But actually, and I was confused because the business card in here says Bethany Woods embroidery designer. I think that threw me off. So I asked Lynn, and she said, no, it is cross stitch, but I think there is some speciality stitches in here. I'm not sure because I've not completely opened it yet. But if you go on the Blue Coppice website, she has some absolutely gorgeous designs. And yeah, this was designed to put bobbins in, but I'm thinking that I might just stitch this beehive piece and just do it as like a flat fold or a pillow. Oh, I love it so much. And what's really funny is this lady's address. She is from Timperley in Altrincham, Manchester, and that's where my husband is from. So yeah, I loved it, but it also had some thought behind it. I'm not going to show you that because it's just my Stitch in London retreat pack, but other FlossTubers have shared that. I got a lovely kit from Crafty Whitney. Again, this has been showed on other channels, so I'm not going to show too much of it, but basically it's a pattern that Whitney has designed that says stitching friends are the best, and she's given us some Rusticoat Aida and a box to finish it in, and some DMC and some scissors to stitch it with. And I just noticed, I thought I'd lost these, but I haven't. I got some lovely floss drops from Hazel, Peter Rabbit ones. I thought I'd lost those, but they were in this bag. Oh, I hope that tower doesn't fall. Okay, some stitchy kindness now. So, lovely Yaz sent me her market releases from this year's Needlework Marketplace. So I've got The Tower's Gonna Fall. It's gone. P is for pumpkins. I've got L is for lemon. This is from her Alphabet Cottage series, by the way, and these are all available to buy from Yaz's website, or Hoffman's are distributing it for her in America or overseas. I don't know where Hoffman distributes to exactly, but Yasmin will be able to tell you if you're not in the UK. So yeah, L is for lemon, C is for cottage, and S is for sunflower. So I model stitched this one for Yaz, and I think Kim did all these other three, but she was kind enough to send us both all of the designs, as well as the mini alphabet ones. So you've got your P is for pumpkin. Oh, sorry, Yaz, I'm showing the chart. C is for cottage, and L is for lemon. Quickly show you that. That is the freebie. There's some freebies here. That one was for the pumpkin box, and then I've got that quick one for the honey jar. I think that was for sunflower season. And then quickly again, a really lovely squirrel knitting. That was for her autumn club box. So thanks, Yaz. That's really kind of you. She's such a generous person. Lovely Kim sent me a box recently, and she'd included this lovely chart from Jan Hicks called Spring Cottages. I love this one so much. She does the Seaside one as well, which I think is really, really lovely. Thank you, Kim. As I said before, lovely Lorna, she sent me the most gorgeous package. So there was that needle minder I showed you before. And look at this beauty. Thank you, Lorna. I love this so much. She has stitched me this beautiful piece, and I'm pretty sure it's an Innocent Bones pattern on some gorgeous hand-dyed Ada. And she's put it in this beautiful frame. Never seen a frame like this before. I really love it. And she's stuck on this hug token. It was such a joy to receive this package. Thank you, Lorna. And she also included this really lovely, two lovely charts. This one's called Frosty Forest, sorry. And I recently put in an order at Create Nostalgia, and she had the buttons for this, so I've bought two because I'm going to stitch it and then I'm going to gift it on to Kim and she's going to stitch it. So I bought 2 owls. And then Lorna also sent me this one called Country Cottage Chart number 84, and it's called Morning Song. I love that one as well. So I'm planning to start them very soon, Lorna. I know you've sent me a few charts. I haven't started any of them yet. I think I've just been feeling really overwhelmed with my whips. I'm up to 32 whips now, so I'm trying to whittle some down. I didn't mention on the main part of this FlossTube that I've been working off an 11 list. So Laura has a 21 list, which inspired me to look at all the whips that I had and pick 11 that were nearest finish. And I've been working away on those since I last recorded in July. And I think I'm down to 6 now, so that's really good. Another finish that I don't have. There's 2 more finishes that I've had since I last saw you. And I will try and put pictures in. But for Sally, Flossie Sews and Grows 50th birthday, I stitched her a really nice chicken and roosters pattern, which I amended to say 50 on one of the eggs. And I made it into a project bag for her with some really lovely chicken fabric. And I also made a smalls exchange. Again, I put a picture in, but I did this Lizzie Kate. This is called Tea Crazy, this collection. But I did the Little Cups of Friendship, and I used some variegated floss from my stash, mainly Tom and Lily. So I just wanted to show you that because I used that pattern for my gift exchange. This is the other hands-on design that I was talking about. This is Gather Round Summer, and it's called Gather Butterflies. And again, I just love it, like this little greenhouse and the quilt. Oh, it's so pretty. Love it. I'm not sure if I showed this before, but this I bought from eBay. It was really cheap. It was like 99p. And it's a Lizzie Kate called Homework. And it says, only dull women have immaculate homes. And too much housework can make you croak. With that cute little frog with a wand. I thought it was so sweet. I love Lizzie Kate. Right, the pile's getting smaller. So at the Bristol Stitchy Day, they had a freebie table and a de-stash table. So lovely Charlotte. I think she's called Net Stitch and Chill. She had showed that, I think it's either her grandma or her grandma-in-law had given her some charts, and she'd shared this one and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I couldn't find it on eBay or anywhere, and she really kindly offered to gift it to me. She brought it to Bristol for me. So it's a Janlin kit called Windmill. It's from 1991, so it is vintage, but I will probably stitch that on some blue fabric, but I love it so much. It's beautiful. And that's the floss that goes with it. I'm just going to put that at the back there. Lovely Karen at Weedy Flower Creation. She gave away this Mill Hill buttons and beads called Fa La La Llamas. And there's loads of beads left in that, so I think I'm just going to stitch one or all three of them just on their own on some even weave and then bead it. I think this pattern was put there just for me. It's called Perfect Plumage. It's from Cross Stitcher March 2020. And what I loved about this is, look at this little clutch, like little purse. You see that? Isn't it gorgeous? There was also this, which is again from Cross Stitcher, and it's a free gift. I've always admired this. I think I've downloaded it and saved it on my tablet on my Google Drive, but someone was actually giving away the kit, so I couldn't resist that, and the patterns in there. And I bought this. A lady called Liz was selling lots of patterns on D-Stash, and I fell in love with this one. It's called Blue. It's from a designer that I've never heard of before called Sara Gumani. I think she's Italian. She has got an Etsy shop because I found it and shared it with Kim. But can you see how whimsical that is? And it says, be always like the sea. When breaking up against cliffs, it finds always the force to try again. So you can either stitch it with the words or you can just stitch it without. But can you see all the little whimsy people and the lighthouse and stuff? I just fell in love with it. And the border is absolutely stunning. It's quite a big chart though, so I think I'm going to stitch on 40 count again. I bought an old cross stitcher from Willow Fabrics from 2021, and it was the one that had the who designed this? I can't remember. Is it Tiny Modernist maybe? But it's like their calendar with all these little cross stitch charts for the year. And I've wanted this for ages, so Maxime Ninja Needles had ordered it, so I thought I'm going to order it too and stitch it next year. And then a couple of things. I found this on the freebie table at Stitch in London, and I just could not believe my luck. Can you see that gorgeous fairy? And look at her little face. Can you see her face? Oh, and her little hat. And it actually turned out that this was Carol, who I'd met in the foyer on the first morning. She'd put it on the freebie table. So I put 3 things down, but I only really wanted this, and I thought that's a full kit. So I'm only taking this. But yeah, there's everything in there. I think there's even weave in there. And I think I saw that this is from I think early 2000s. And off the D-Stash table, I also picked up this from Lovely Claire. It's a Sparkly's Fabric of the Month from January/February 24, and it's a 32 count even weave. And look how gorgeous that is. It's almost like a peachy apricot-y yellow colour. It's absolutely stunning. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but I couldn't resist it. And it will be tight, but I do actually think this fairy will look really nice on it. I think the blues will really pop, and the green. So I'm not planning on stitching any of this background. I'm literally going to do the bluebells, I think they're bluebells, and the fairy. So yeah, can't wait to stitch that. And the last thing I've got is this beautiful DMC box, which Lovely Claire at Love Poppet was giving away. She gave quite a few of these away. And for a really long time, I have wanted to try Aurifil, because Laurie Holt uses this a lot. I know that she used this for the series that I've stitched one of already. Pleasant and Gentle series, I think it's called, or something like that. But I think these are quite hard to get in the UK. But Corrie's little shop, she bought all of her threads. She had so many threads, like silk, cottons, all kinds of things like Valdani, different types of Aurifil. She had loads of Weeks dye works, classic colour work. She had loads of stuff. She had a massive box of these, which I enjoyed rummaging through. And they were, I think they were 3 for £11 or 5 for £17. So I picked out those lovely colours, the ones that you will probably expect me to like. The pinks and the purples and the mauves. Yeah, Don't know what I'm going to use them for yet, but I couldn't resist them. They were like candy. And then she had Valdani cotton, and these were £3. So I think Kim found this one and I fell in love with it. It's called Deep Waters. I've not tried a Valdani cotton yet. I've got one which is Sarah's favourite, Proud Turkey, which she gifted to me last Christmas, but I haven't stitched with it yet. So yeah, really love this one. And she does actually do a subscription club for Aurifil. I don't know if she does it for Valdani as well, but I'll try and leave a link for her shop down below. So yeah, I've got one more thing to show you, so I'll go and get that and I'll come back. Okay, the last thing I've got to show you is this beautiful sample box which came from Marie, who organises Stitches and Diamonds, but she's also starting up her own fabric business called Swan Bay Fabrics, and they are actually opening they had a soft launch at Stitch in London where people could buy them for the first time, and then they're opening their actual website tomorrow, Monday. But Marie contacted me because she's lovely and said, I'd really like to send you a sample box of 40 count. Would that be okay? And I said, of course. And then I completely forgot about it. Anyway, a couple of weeks later, this gorgeous box arrived and I was just blown away by it. She'd put in the most gorgeous little card, which I'm not going to read out. It was all beautifully packaged, and she had sent me a sample size. Oh, look, there's the other Valdani. It's because Sarah was asking me which one Proud Turkey would go best with for one of her projects that she's got planned. And yeah, she sent me a sample piece of every single fabric that they are going to be dyeing. And they're all named after Jane Austen, I think. So yeah, I am using one for the Woodland Critters. I forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah, I love this one. Kim's stitching on this one at the moment. It's called Barton Clay. I love this one too. Can't remember what this one's called. It's called Mansfield Stone. Oh, they're all just gorgeous. So yeah, I really recommend that you go over and support Marie at Swan Bay Fabrics. And thank you so much, Marie. It's such a treasure trove to have this lovely box of 40 count to open and use. So I'll definitely be back to buy some larger samples. I didn't get any last weekend because the store was so busy, and then by the time they got there, the colours I wanted had gone, and I forgot to put in a pre-order. But that's fine. I can just order on the website. Thank you so much, Marie. And yeah, that's everything. So I'll just turn the camera around and say bye. I told you. It's a right mess in here now, but yeah, thank you so much for coming and watching me. Some of you may not be aware, but I am on a social media break at the moment, so I'm not present on Instagram. But I will be back beginning in November after I've been away with my family. I think we're just going to go on a long weekend break after October half term, and then I should be back, and my Charlie Feather shop will be reopened as well. I've just realised that I've got lots of glare. Oh, I look tired, don't I? I feel good though. I feel really good since I got back from Stitch in London. It really filled up my bucket to see so many lovely friends. So yeah, I'll be back probably first week of November, and my shop will be reopened. So thank you to everyone for your patience, and look forward to catching up with you again then. Speak soon. Bye. Hiya, I'm back again. Yeah, I just remembered a few things I hadn't shown you that I've received recently. So lovely Hazel gave me this lovely notebook at Stitch in London. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background, they've just got back. So yeah, and inside she'd put a notebook and a pen, these lovely pockets. I haven't started using this yet because it's just too precious. Hazel also gifted me this lovely pillow. She had a whole bag of these, all different ones that she was taking round. Anyway, when I got back to my table, Hazel was there. And she was like, pick a pillow. And I picked this one. And she said, "That's funny. Laura said you would pick that one." My table mates, my friends know me so well, don't they? Hayes also gave me this little pin. And lovely Kim, Stitchy Squirrels, gave me these ones. They're lovely. With the other parcel that Yaz had sent me, with the patterns and things, she'd also put these pins in that she'd made. They're really gorgeous. At Stitch in London, Yaz also gave everyone a mug. It says Stitch in London 2024, Yasmins Made with Love, and it's orange inside. I love it so much. I've already used it. It's going to be great for hot chocolate. And then for my Smalls exchange, I picked a really beautiful bee packaged fabric, bee packaged parcel, and I got this from Mrs. Fisher Stitches. I think that's what she's called Lizzie. She'd made this gorgeous Bos Biscornu. How lovely is that? And it's all beaded. I couldn't get over it. I still adore it, and I keep looking at it since I got home. So yeah, I love it so much. And she'd given me these little pins as well. Can you see them okay? Little bee and a little bobbin with a bee. And she also gave me a bead mug, which I've already used as well. I love it. So yeah, I'm off now. Bye.